What did former Alabama head coach Nick Saban have to say about Bo Nix to the Broncos? Welcome into your Denver Sports Daily for April 30th. Let's go.
Taking you through your morning headlines, it's Denver Sports Daily with Rachel V. Hill.
Anytime Nick Saban is going to be in the conversation about anything when it comes to college football in general, the NFL, the Denver Broncos, of course you have to listen. Now listen to what he thinks about Bo Nix and his prep as he gets ready for the Denver Broncos.
Guy's been through it and came out the other end very successful out of Oregon. And the thing I really like about Bo, and I've known him since he was a sophomore, him and Kool-Aid McKinstry played together in high school, is he's the most accurate guy in this draft. And everybody could say, well, 70% of his balls were 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. But in Sean Payton's offense, you got to get the ball out of your hand, you get it out quick, and you got to be accurate. And I think he fits.
Good fit.
And he fits, yes, indeed. The Broncos believe their new quarterback, Bo Nix, will be ready to hit the ground running in Denver. And so that'll kind of let you know week one starter, probably. So GM George Paton told reporters that Nick's experienced 61 college starts makes him more game ready than if we were going to go with a 21-year-old in the draft. Nick started 5 seasons in college thanks to the extra year of eligibility granted to players due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the Broncos took him 12th overall in the pick in last week's draft, which is hard to believe. But yes, I do think that he will be the week one starter. You're hearing more and more talks about him in general. Jarrett Stidham obviously is going to have to deal with this along with the Zach Wilson trade, which I still just don't understand. But hey, if Nick Saban is saying he's most accurate, Sean Payton has talked about his accuracy, we're rolling with it. This next Mile High Minute is presented to you by Smashburger. The Lakers season ended last night after a 108-106 loss to the Denver Nuggets in Game 5 of the Western Conference first-round playoff series. The loss was in result to Nuggets guard Jamal Murray sinking a 14-foot jumper over Austin Reeves with 4 seconds left. And Michael Malone spoke on the win. And, of course, he had to crack just a few jokes. Take a listen.
The conversation before the game, without getting into too much detail, was an emotional one about him playing tonight. And as he just told me, he goes, "I'm glad I played because I don't know if we win if I don't play tonight." I said, well, that's the understatement of the year. The kid's a warrior, man. I can't say enough good things about Jamal Murray. The bigger the moment, the kid just continues to shine, and I'm proud of him. One tough cookie. And I tell you, the Cola, 25, 20, and 9. And the most amazing stat was he was 0 of 0. He didn't miss a free throw tonight. And Michael Porter's offense throughout this series was incredible. His efficiency, 26 points, 5 of 7 from 3. Michael had time in the offense. Aaron, 13 boards. And I thought Reggie gave us good minutes.
I absolutely love when Michael Malone throws out a few daggers, whether it be towards the officiating or somebody else, but he always has something good to make the room laugh. But there was one thing yesterday that had Nuggets fans on the edge of their seats, and that came to KCP. It looked like he had rolled his ankle and essentially went back to the locker room, came back out onto the court, and then went back into the locker room for another time. And again, everyone was like, oh no, why is KCP out there? He's barely moving around. What's going to happen? How is this going to affect the rest of the game? And while he did finish out the game, he spoke on it after the game in the locker room about how he was feeling. Take a listen.
Being able to come back because you're walking pretty gingerly.
It's really close. But for me, just moving it, getting work on it while I'm sitting on the bench or like walking back, getting on the bike. Just kept moving for it to stay loose and it won't get stiff. And it kind of worked, but it's still a little bit of pain.
And then you had the Anthony Davis injury, which no one's exactly sure what happened. It looked like he got a little bit of a stinger in his shoulder, but everyone kind of watched it. He barely got touched by MPJ, goes down, is on the floor for quite a long time. And again, just nobody was really sure what was going on with Anthony Davis. He wouldn't lift his shoulder at all. He kind of had a limp arm, but essentially they obviously end up losing. And then Jamal hits a buzzer beater, which was just absolutely insane. And to think that he almost didn't play last night, the coaching staff told him no. And essentially he told them right back. Take a listen.
I came a little earlier today to see if I was going to be able to go. And I felt like I could, and they just didn't want me to risk it. They told me no, and I didn't say no. So I didn't want to leave my teammates out there. You know, we've been battling all season. Everybody's hurt at some point. Everybody's going through something. And I just wouldn't be able to live with myself if I wasn't able to play this game. So I just did everything. We just did everything we could, and got a lot of people in the room to talk about the plan, and I was able to go out there and give 40 minutes worth. So I'm just glad, you know, they listened to me. They listened to me listening to my body, and just trusting me with it. So it was a team effort.
I'm so glad that he was able to. I thought he wasn't going to be able to play. He came out for his pregame shoot around for warm up, and he was out there for barely 10 minutes. And so at that point, I thought things aren't looking good. He's got a huge ice bag around his calf. I'm thinking he's not going to end up playing today. And of course, then the Woj bomb comes out and drops and says he is going to play. And I think that they're right. The Nuggets would not have won yesterday if Jamal Murray had not played. And that's easy to say because, of course, he had the game-winning shot. But just overall, his contribution all over was there. Now, there was one thing, and please don't call me a Grinch when I say this. I didn't love the fact that they dropped confetti down after they beat the Lakers. Listen, I would get it if this was the first championship and this was last year and they were trying to beat the Lakers and trying to move on in the first round. You're trying to do that. But the fact that this is the defending champions, we should be dropping confetti after they go on from the first round. I get the Western Conference Finals, and then if you win the NBA Finals, drop all the confetti you want in the world. But it just felt a little premature. So I'm curious how you guys feel. So please let me know in the comments. It just, I don't know, something didn't sit right with me with the confetti dropping, and I saw a few other comments on social media about it. Now the future is about LeBron James, and do the Lakers want to keep him? And in fact, they do. The Athletics claim that Lakers owner Janine Buss and the Lakers are open to discussing any deal that would intrigue LeBron to return for his 7th season in LA. Can you believe that it would be his 7th season? I still feel like we're just having his opening press conference. I feel like that was just 2-3 years ago. Now, this could include a maximum 3-year, $164 million extension that they can offer. The Lakers are also reportedly open to drafting LeBron's son, Bronny, in June. LeBron James isn't ready to talk about his future with the Lakers. James has now played 6 seasons, like I said, and one more would match his first run with the Cleveland Cavaliers as the longest tenure with a single team. So everyone is talking about Bronny and what's going to happen with Bronny when it comes to the draft and whichever team. Are they doing that to lure LeBron James in? I feel like this can get a little dicey if I'm going to be completely honest. If you're Bronny, of course, it's amazing that your dad is LeBron James, and there's so much that comes with that. But also, do you want some team to just draft you just so your dad will come play for that team? It feels very weird. I don't know how I would feel about it personally if I was in his position, but LeBron James was asked if this would be his last game as a Laker, and James took a lengthy pause and said, I'm not going to answer that, and end up walking away. So according to The Athletic, it's anticipated James, ahead of his June 29th option date, will want to see how the Lakers manage the offseason and their approach to building the roster around him. So I'm curious how you think about the LeBron James situation. And did we see LeBron James in his final game in the gold and purple? So let me know in the comments as well. We'll move on to hockey now because the Stars are bouncing back after losing the first 2 games of their NHL playoff first round series at home. Dallas has now beaten the defending champion Vegas Golden Knights twice in their building, including a 4-2 win last night. So the win evened the series at 2 games apiece, and Game 5 is Wednesday night in Dallas. And that matchup is what the Colorado Avalanche will face if they are able to pull out the win in Winnipeg tonight. The Avs had 3 goals in 8 minutes on Sunday afternoon to secure the 5-1 win. And the Jets head coach Rick Bonus said that Velasquez, I always butcher these names, Nameskabab, has a fractured cheekbone. If you all remember, he went down. Immediately, players were calling for the medical staff to come out there. And so he ends up having a fractured cheekbone after he gets checked out at a hospital in Denver. He traveled back to Winnipeg, and they will not rule him out for the game tonight, quote unquote, saying he's a tough kid. Now, I thought that this was really interesting. A reporter had gone on to ask Peter Forsberg essentially about the Gabe Landeskog situation and how frustrating it is having the ability to help a team during a contending window, but not being able to due to injury. And Peter Forsberg goes on to say, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say it is 11. So obviously we have game 5 for the Avs tonight taking on the Jets. The Avs currently lead the series 3-1. That is a 7:30 p.m. Mountain Time puck drop. I'm super excited about this one. I can't wait to see, and hopefully they are able to weather the storm out there. Moving back to the NFL now, Travis Kelce has agreed to a new 2-year deal with the Kansas City Chiefs. The tight end will make $34.25 million over the next 2 seasons. This new deal replaces his current 2-year deal where he was set to make $30.25 million. Kelce's new deal makes him the highest paid tight end in the NFL. Now, his brother, Jason Kelce, has secured a great retirement gig. The former Philadelphia Eagles center will be joining ESPN's Monday Night Countdown as an analyst. Kelce retired from the NFL in March after playing 13 seasons with the Eagles. I can't wait for this edition. I'm a huge Kelce brothers, let's just be honest, fan overall, so I'm really excited for this one. If you're a CSU Rams fan, then you're going to love this one. Michael Gallup has signed a 1-year deal with the Las Vegas Raiders. If you're a Denver Broncos fan, you're probably not too stoked about this. The deal is worth $3 million, and Gallup was released by the Dallas Cowboys in March. At that time, he had 3 years and $45.55 million left on his contract. So I'm a big Michael Gallup fan. I knew him from my days over there at CSU. Does it suck he's going to be going against the Broncos 2 times every single year? Absolutely. But I look forward to seeing him in the AFC West. Now, who will be on the cover of EA Sports? Much hyped college football 25. We don't know yet, but we are getting a few major hints. So Matt Brown of Extra Points reports that the game will feature multiple cover athletes, each of whom is a current college football player who plays in a different power conference. I love this. We're not just saying with the Alabamas or the Clemson or whoever. It's going to be from a bunch of different conferences. He also says that each cover athlete plays a different position. We'll likely find out more next month in EA's May update, and that game is supposed to come out on July 19th. Could we possibly, everyone's talked about Shedeur, seeing Shedeur out there, and there are tons of great quarterbacks. But could their easy way of getting out but still featuring a buff be Travis Hunter? I could definitely see it, obviously, with CBS naming him the top player in college football. So I would put my money on Travis Hunter over Shedeur, but hey, we'll find out in a few short months. So love getting to your guys' comments. Thank you always for spending just a little bit of time with me on your weekdays. But let's get into some of them. Let me pull it up on this computer. Please let that Dallas series go to 7 games. Agree. That way, hopefully, the Avs can get some rest. But, of course, they have to be able to win tonight. I'm a little nervous about tonight's game. I'm not going to lie to you. I do think that it's going to be a little bit of a crazy atmosphere down there. I think that the Avs are going to really have to weather the storm pretty hard. I think you're going to get Winnipeg's best shot. And they seem very frustrated. And a lot of the mistakes that Winnipeg has made have been stupid mistakes, allowing the Avs to go on power plays. And so if they can limit that, I think it's going to be a much, much closer game than a lot of people would expect. So I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie, but I'm really, really excited for tonight's game. What's up, Rachel? The Nuggets game last night was crazy, yo. It was absolutely insane. I just hope that this isn't like the fact that we've had 2 game-winning shots from Jamal Murray. I just hope this isn't the Super Bowl for the Nuggets. And I know they're not looking at it like this, but sometimes when you have these really close series with such big moments, feels like it can be the quote-unquote Super Bowl. So I'm hoping that is not the case. The Timberwolves are going to be an intense battle. That game 1 is set to be on Saturday, so definitely make sure you tune in for that one. Jake Shapiro will join me Thursday on Coffee Break, and we're going to break down everything you need to know about the series because Anthony Edwards is, holy smokes, a dang good player. The amount that he has matured and grown over the past couple of years, especially from last year to this year, is just insane. So we'll dive into that plenty. Rachel, happy Tuesday, Rachel. Happy Tuesday. The Avs will have to weather a storm early tonight. That building is going to be crazy. You are totally correct. I obviously just said that they are going to be insane out there in Winnipeg. I always want to say down there, but it's definitely up there here from the Mile High City. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a really, really tough atmosphere for this Colorado Avalanche team. So I'm hoping that they're able to play their own game, remember to play smart, nobody gets hurt, and go out there and hopefully give us a win so they can move on. Let's see. I am encouraged by the Bo Nix pick, but do you think Zach Wilson move was a break the glass in case of emergency move? I really do think that it was. I talked a little bit about this yesterday on Coffee Break, where I think that they knew that they could get Zach Wilson for such a cheap deal ahead of the draft. But say they went into the draft, they didn't end up getting the quarterback that they wanted. Then the Jets were like, hey, we're going to increase the price that you need for a quarterback because clearly you're not going with Jared Stidham. So I do think it was a bit of a break the glass in case of an emergency move, just to be able to have somebody out there and not have to pay a crap load of money for a player who's not worth a crap load of money like the Jets possibly could have made Zach Wilson be. So I do think it was a bit of an emergency move. I hope that's what you mean by that break the glass in an emergency move. So yeah, that's kind of my take on the whole Zach Wilson and why they did it ahead of the draft. I'm fine with the confetti. Anything to humiliate LeBron and the Lakers is fine with me. I'm just like, I don't know. It felt very premature. I'm like, we shouldn't really have confetti. They got out of the first round. For the defending champs, that shouldn't be anything we're overly excited about or hyped about. Like, that should be the expectation to move on. And I think for Michael Malone and the players and everybody, that was definitely the case. There was no huge celebration. And to be honest, they didn't play very well. So overall, I really don't think that they went into the locker room and they were like, yeah. The other night after the buzzer beater, it was 100% a celebration. Last night was a little bit more calm, I would say, behind the scenes. Last one we're going to get to. When do you expect to see Chris Harris Jr. next? Congratulations on his retirement. Yes, so Chris Harris officially announced he was retiring from the NFL. To be completely honest with you, I thought he had already done that, but since it's been so many years since we've seen him, I know that he did the NFL broadcasting camp they had just a few weeks ago, so I'm sure you're going to be seeing or hearing Chris Harris Jr. On your radio or your TV very, very soon. I also know that he was on Orange and Blue Today with Cecil Amy not too long ago, so you can definitely check out our YouTube page to watch that. Now, speaking of our YouTube page, you have until May 10th to subscribe to us on YouTube, and then you can come hang out with myself. You can hang out with Cecil and Mace, James, Jake, Will, all of the Denver sports crew. You're going to get lunch thanks to Brothers Barbecue, plus you're going to get to go hang out and watch a little bit of the drive with Zach By and Philip Lindsay from their studios as well. So make sure you subscribe. May 10th, it is going to be here before we know it. I can't believe tomorrow is the first day of May. That is mind-blowing to me. But yes, hopefully we are able to see a win out of the Avs tonight and get us on our way. And then we got Nuggets on Saturday. So plenty more good stuff over here. I appreciate you guys. Come hang out with myself and Will Peterson on Coffee Break, 12 p.m. Mountain Time. So it's going to be a fun one. We're going to be talking a little bit Avs, Nuggets, Broncos, probably anything else, Chris Harris Jr. memories. Who knows what's going to happen? There's always something new. So appreciate you guys as always, and we will see you guys at 12 p.m. Have a wonderful Tuesday, everybody. Bye.